will be the message from the guest speaker, and then 5-10 minutes in the end will be open for the general discussions. So I request you to continue the session, sir, from here on.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Today, the topic of our discussion is deciphering the civil service exams preparation. Now, this exams has a three-stage preparation, and for each stage, there is a different kind of strategy. First of all, I will be coming definitely to the various, each by each, I will be coming to the prelims exam, how to prepare for that, then mains exams, and then finally the interview approach. But I will be focusing mainly on the prelims and the mains exam, like how to prepare specifically and what should be your strategy to decenter or decipher this exam. Now, first of all, I will be coming to the prelims exam. Now, the prelims exams is basically a MCQ based question are asked. And now, if we see the current pattern of the questions which are coming, you need to read each, and you need not be very specific to the books which have been recommended. You also need to gather the information from various sources, like it can be from the internet or it can be from the newspaper. So I will suggest you that you should basically start reading at least 2 newspapers. And 2 of them I would recommend is the Hindu and the Indian Express. Specifically the editorial, which would be useful for preparation in the mains exams, and the you can also make the note, like specifically writing the various facts and issues which are pertaining to the exams. Now, first of all, coming to the prelims exams, that is the history. Like if we take the example of history. Now, what you should focus on, I will first of all deal with the ancient India. Ancient India is the major ticklish issue which is faced by the students or the candidates while preparing for the civil service. Like what we should focus on is the art and culture wala portion. Art and culture means you need not focus on like 1 or 2 questions might be coming from the political aspect, like who was the founder of the Gupta Empire or like that. But the major focus should be on the preparation of the art and culture portion, like the Rig Vedic age, the later Vedic age, how how the Jainism and Buddhism are different from each other. What was the reason for downfall of the Jainism, or what was the reason for failure of Buddhism, because it was not able to propagate itself in India. So we should only focus on the art and culture portion of the ancient India, rather than focusing or withering our energy on the mainly the political issues. Suggesting that focus on the art and culture portion. Then similarly, the situation with medieval India portion. Focus on the various uh, religious structures which have been, or the various art and cultures issues which are there in the middle. So for that, you can, whatever has been suggested by the institute, either take one book at a time, but read it as many as time you can. That is focusing on the revision rather than reading too many materials. That should be the focus of your preparation. Now, after that, coming to the modern India part, which is the major, I think the even in the prelims exams or in the mains exam, the major focus of the examiner is on these aspects of the history. Now here, you should focus on reading here, like you can take the whatever that has been suggested by the institute, or you can take the spectrum book, but read those notes as many as time, and you should also focus on the facts. You should not avoid facts. Like one of the misconception about this exams is that you should only focus on the theoretical portion rather than and missing the various facts and figures. But you should also go to various facts and figures. It gives sanctity to your answers. Because if we write generally, it would not be very specific to the answer and whatever has been asked. But if you support your whatever the assertions you are making with the various facts and figures, it will have a definitely a good advantage compared to other people who are writing the exams. So this should be your focus. So in the modern India, I would say that focus on modern India as compared to the ancient or medieval India, and take 2 or 3 books, but keep a revision of each of these books, because history needs a multiple revision so as to all the facts and figures as well as the various the timeline is in your mind. So that should be focused. That should be the way we should focus on the prelims exams as well as mains exams. Now I will now focus on the polity, Indian polity. Now the question which has recently been asked in the Indian polity are not very specifically coming from Lakshmikant, or they are not specifically coming from whatever the standard books are. So for that, we need a wide reading the newspapers. What is the current strategy of the examiner is focusing not on the static portion, but rather asking the various phenomena which are happening in day-to-day life. So you should be keeping yourself updated with the various happenings which are happenings which are in the whether it is in the political arena or whether it is in context of parliament. You should focus on the various recent developments. So that should be like Lakshmikant or the other whatever the book has been recommended. That should be your base. Once you are done with that, focus on the recent development. So keep updating yourself with the various whether it is monthly magazines or the newspaper. But newspaper, you should make a habit that reading at least 2 newspapers at a time. And you can miss anything, but you should not miss the newspaper. That should be I think the major focus of your preparation. That will also help in your answer writing during the mains exams, like how to write you should read the editorial of the newspaper. That will indirectly helping you in the answer writing. Now, after that, I will move on to the after reading the polity. I told you that focusing on the static portion as well as on the current developments. That is the major theme of the polity. Now, after that, coming on to the economics portion. The economics portion is very fluid. If you see they will be asking you the trend of the inflation. They can ask you about the trend of the inflation, whether it is coming down, going up. So focusing on the current developments along with the various static portion. Static portion can be you can take a book, but reading it multiple times, that should be your focus. At the same time, for the current developments, you should take before the exams. I think you should focus on the economic survey, specifically the tables which are coming in the economic survey. Now, what is the trend in those tables? What is the figures that are provided? What is the contribution of the various, what is the contribution of agriculture, industry, or services in the Indian economy? You should also remember the facts and figures. That will also helping in your mains exam. Now, after that, as I told you, focusing on the economic survey, budget, and the current developments through newspapers, through magazines, along with the static portion. So that is the uh, economics, focusing on the economics portion. Then coming on to science and tech. Science and tech portion is, as we see the recent 4 or 5 years question, they are engaging, the questions are framed in such a way that they are mainly related to the current developments. Like they can ask you about the recent COVID-19 phenomena, like what is they can give you the 4 or 5 assertions, and you have to find out the various things that what is the correct option. So the best move to decipher the question is to eliminate the various options which are provided to you. Like eliminating that will increase your success rate. Like if you are not sure that out of two questions or 2 options, which is the best, so you should going by the general assertions, you will see that uh, you might have read about that particular phenomena or might have read certain things about it. So by going by the various assertions, or you will get to know about, okay, this is the correct answer. So eliminating the options and coming down to a particular option, that is should be your strategy. Like 4 options, don't directly go to an option, even if you know about the answer of that question. You should eliminate the options and then coming specifically to the option. That should be your strategy for getting a better success rate in the answer marking in the prelims exams. So eliminating of the option is one of the strategy. Now, after that, I will be like science and tech push. This is the major difficult area which is being faced by the students because there are various recent developments. They will ask you also about the various general phenomena which are happening. For that, you can like refer to the data material like in the physics portion. They have given the various general phenomena which is happening, like how uh, the working of the fridge is there, how the microwave works. So they will be asking. There is a greater chance that they might be asking about the general phenomena which is happening in our day-to-day life. So that should be a focus on. At the same time, reading the NCRT is very important for the science and tech, specifically from the sixth to 10th portion. So that should be a focus. NCRT, along with this, whatever the material which has been suggested by the institute, should also be the your focus, because they have taken the various they have taken the that material from the various different books and incorporated in a specific subject, incorporated into a specific document. So that will be very handy for preparation of the science and tech.